So, Stephanie, where did you grow up?
I grew up in Arkansas.
Really?
Yeah, a very small town, about 15,000 people. And I like to say, you know, no one locked their doors. It was just very a charming, pastoral, small town life. But we moved to Texas when I was in the 7th grade, so a while back, but been here ever since. I grew up listening to my mom, who's a singer, but we certainly were very plugged into the old church choir, and I sang alto. Learned how to harmonize, and you know, it's a good thing to do, certainly, once a week.
And how did you get involved in voiceover and vocal acting work?
You know, I trained as a theater actor. That's what I studied in school. And then eventually I got an agent in Dallas and started working, doing commercials and film. And a good friend of mine who was also with our agency was working with Funimation, a group that does a lot of anime voiceover dubs. And she called me and she said, hey, would you be interested in auditioning for one of these properties? And I said, absolutely. And it's been a fun ride ever since. It's a lot of fun to play warriors and queens and doctors.
So, David, you grew up in San Antonio.
Yes, I did.
All right, and then you ended up going to UNT, right?
That is true. Go Eagles. My educational background, it was kind of strange because I went and got my bachelor's first, and then I went to the Art Institute of Dallas and got my associate's degree. So it was a little strange, but I studied music at North Texas and arts, and then studied computer animation at the Art Institute of Dallas.
Cool. And when did you meet Stephanie?
Stephanie and I, we worked together because of our band since when was it? 2004, 3?
A few years ago.
It was a few years ago.
It was probably 04-ish.
04-ish. But that's an interesting story in itself.
We probably should have gotten our dates together before we came here. That would have been a good move.
Right. We were an instrumental band, and we were playing around, playing jazz standards and covers and whatnot. And then we got a gig that came our way that required a vocalist. So we had an audition, and a friend of Stephanie's actually was going to be our singer, and then she couldn't do the part. So then we held another audition, and she sent her friend Stephanie over. And Stephanie walked in, and of course, she was amazing. So she became our vocalist. And we worked together for about 3 or 4 years, and then we started dating.
Wow, it took that long.
Yeah, it did.
Yeah, we were pretty professional and just, you know, friends. We got along really well.
He didn't talk to me for the first year. No, you talked to me, but it was just very, you were, to your credit, you were very just professional, and there was not a lot of chit-chat, which there's a lot of that now.
David, you've also worked as an animator.
Yes, sir.
Tell us a little about that.
Worked at a company, a Dallas company called DNA Productions for several years. We did some great work there. We did the Academy Award nominated Jimmy Neutron feature film, came out in 2001, and then the subsequent TV series that went on. Then we did a holiday special called All of the Other Reindeer, which I believe is still syndicated. And then we did the Aunt Bully film. And then about that time, I was hired at an architecture firm, became the creative director for a visualization studio. So been in animation for about 10 years.
Right, and now you've got something called Blue Logic Productions, right?
That's correct. I have a partner, Tom Forsepi, and she and I partnered up and formed Blue Logic, and we do all the same things we've been doing, but now we're our own boss. So we're excited about that.
Cool. And yet, at the same time as you're doing all this, you're performing on stage and you're writing songs. So what do you do in your free time? That's what I want.
What's that?
Free time?
I don't know what that is.
So tell us about your upcoming Valentine's Day show.
Well, we have a special show coming up on Monday the 14th, and it's going to be at Contemporary Theater of Dallas, which is off of Lower Greenville. And we're playing with some amazing musicians that are booked for this. We're so excited. So we're going to share some of our original music, but we're also going to play the standards that everyone loves. You know, some All of Me and My Funny Valentine and Cole Porter and Jolene, and, you know, sort of a mix.
Well, we're going to take a break, and I'm going to ask you to give us a little performance.
Oh, yeah.
Very good.